So, good afternoon. This is Chad Woods with Velosio. I run the go-to-market organization, and I'm super excited to have Melissa join us in our employee spotlight. Melissa, as we get kicked off here, do you mind just taking a few moments and share a little bit about yourself, and then let's have a little bit of fun with this. If you were to have a personal tagline, what would that tagline be? So, Melissa?
All right. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate being here. So, a little bit about me. So, I've been here for 13 years. So, my youngest just turned 17 today, and she was 3 when I started. So, how about that? Did I do the math right? So, maybe it's 14 years. I don't know. Anyway, who's counting? So, I'm amazed that I've been here that long. And I started selling GP and have been always in sales and always selling technology at some point. So I've been doing it here for 13 years. Mother, I'm parenting 6 kids. I live in Ohio, originally from Virginia. So that's just a little bit about me. I would say if I had a tagline, I would say there's a saying that I appreciate, and it's something to the fact of the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So I don't know if it's really a tagline, but it's a saying that I think
I love
it's always resonated.
I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And since you've been here 14 years, because that's what the math says, you've taken a lot more than 1,000 steps, right?
So yeah.
So are you the Ohio State fan?
Oh my gosh. So I am, and that has been a fun journey as well. My oldest is a huge football fan, and so he just graduated from Ohio State. And what is funny to me is that kid started watching football games when he was 4 years old, and he'd record the Patriots at the time because that's where we were living before he went to bed every night. And then he'd get up the next morning and watch it because they played past his bedtime. Anyway, so I have become a bigger football fan because of him, and he picked Ohio State because of football. So he just graduated. I love Ohio State. It was a great experience. I am an Ohioan, even though I'm not originally from here, and I am a huge Ohio State fan. My son had a great experience there, and I think it's a great university and fantastic football. We are going to take on Texas.
That's right. That's right. And me being a Texan, I'm not a UT fan. I'm a big Texas A&M fan.
All right.
So I hope.
So we're going to win. Buckeyes are going to smash them.
But let's go Buckeyes.
Right.
If there's a bunch of UT fans that are just really sad, come Saturday night, I would be absolutely thrilled with that. So Melissa, you've been here for a few years now.
Yeah.
You're just absolutely positively crushing it. I'd love for you to share a little bit about, why you do what you do, what keeps you so motivated and disciplined to take care of your clients in the way that you do.
So the thing that I enjoy about what I do, it's interesting. It's understanding what my organization does well and also understanding what a client needs. So I think I get a ton. What I find most satisfying about what I do is really understanding my clients, what they're trying to do, understanding. I've been accused of being maybe too much in the details, so I can get analytical. I do lean more towards a level of analytical side for being a salesperson. Yeah. But I love understanding who a client is, what they do, how they do it, what's unique about them, and what's getting in the way of what they want to do next. And then working with our teams to figure out how can we help them get there. And to me, that is so rewarding, especially when I have a client who is really engaged, like who really is working to solve problems and we can help solve them. That's like the best thing.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. So Melissa, you and I both have been doing this for a long time. I think I still have you beat by probably 10 years or so. But I know 30 years ago when I first got into this business, relationships were really, really important. In some cases, relationships were the most important thing in actually getting a customer or a client to invest money back into your business. And what's really changed over the last 10 years is relationships are still important, right? People want to work with people that they actually like. They're sincere, they're authentic. That is important. So I don't want to take away from that. But what organizations are really looking for is to partner with somebody that can help them solve very real business problems. And, you have such a sharpened focus on that. That's probably one of many reasons why you're as successful as you are. Kind of along those lines, I've seen this, this meme before about sales, and, this is what your friends think you do. And, this is what your parents think you do. This is what your kids think you do. This is what your spouse thinks you do. This is what your boss thinks you do. And this is what you actually do. If you were to say, what's the one thing that you wish more people understood about your role as as account executive here at Velosio?
I will say, I think the meme that comes to mind about what I do, it's like there's a meme out there with a cowboy who's herding cats.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like it's like, depending on it, because you're working with the client in their decision process and trying to understand that and how that process is. But then I'm also herding cats on my side, depending on what solution set and combination of the solution set that I'm working with and coordinating those different teams. So it's not just about Melissa going out and, doing some magical things. It's really getting everybody aligned on the same path. It's like, what is important? What is the timing in the process? What are we doing? Are we all on the same path, aligned with what the client needs? And then Velosio, through our multiple practices, are those practices also aligned in what the client needs and when? So it's not just sales getting out there and representing Velosio. It's really getting everybody to the table at the right time and the right people.
You're right. Velosio, like a lot of organizations, highly matrix, right? And so teaming and collaboration is really, really important. Is there something that you can reflect on in your time being here that's just like literally to this day is a laugh out loud moment of what's happened here at Velosio?
Oh gosh.
Outside of Melissa, you can't say the day that they hired me. You can't say, well, I don't like
I heard your accent. I was like, oh my gosh.
And then you saw this guy with this weird shirt on. You're like, oh, okay, the voice matches the shirt. That tracks.
Great. It's great.
Yeah.
I would say, so that was the laugh out loud moment. I will say the most poignant moments I would have is probably with my team, right? Like when we're in front of a client and we all understand, like I love that within Velosio, we have this industry practice where we're working with horticulture and cannabis. And so getting in front, we were recently out in Arizona in front of a cannabis client, and there were 4 of us, Kobe, me, Sarah Silver, and Diana. And we did an accounting demo, which typically is not very exciting, but we had the finance leaders in the room and they were so excited over everything we showed them. And same, we were recently in front of a horticulture organization in Michigan, and it was Ben and Kobe and myself. And Paul came in because he's from Michigan and really presenting like it's the culmination kind of our work, like the level of understanding we have about what they're trying to do and what we can do to help them. It's like when we're all working together, it's just, I enjoy it. So it's not a laugh out loud moment. And maybe that's not...
That's even
but
better.
those are the moments that I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, I agree. I've shared with people that, some point in the future when I'm not doing what I'm doing now, it's my hope that I don't reflect back on wins and losses, but I reflect back on those relationships that we were able to gain. And I just love how you keep coming back to the team as really the center focus of everything that you're able to accomplish, here at Velosio. Is there one person that really just stands out to you as this, cultural champion here at Velosio that you want to do a shout out, or is there just too many to?
Yeah, there's a number of people, and I would say like cultural champion, it's like the people who are get things done, like have an understanding of client needs and Velosio needs, and know how to help and move things along and get things done. Certainly like on our consulting team, I mean, Matt Goodson, that guy understands his client. He understands our technology offering. Any client that he is working with, like they love him. Carolyn Norton, like always calm in the face of fire. So she's on our cloud team. And whenever there's a challenge or an issue or something that comes up, she is just like operational calm and can get things done. And her team is so attentive to our clients, our, Azure cloud, those clients. On the product team, like Ben, who knows our industry and the cannabis and the horticulture and is really steering the direction in our IP. Rick Russo, operations, like if anything gets stuck, he gets it undone. So I would just say those people in the organization who really know how things work and really are working in our clients' best interest are the standouts to me.
I love it. Yes, you mentioned a number of people there. Carolyn.
Did you want one? I'm sorry.
No, that was great. That was great. Sometimes there's too many people just to say one. I'll do a special shout out to Carolyn. She's been a wonderful business partner to me. She does lead our cloud practice, and you guys are a lot alike in not only your tenacity, but you guys are both always smiling. And I love it when people smile. We have a tough job here as we sit here and try to navigate complex issues that we're trying to help our clients solve. And it's great when you can, wrap up each day with a friendly smile.
Yeah.
So Melissa, you've done a lot of winning since you've been here. How do you like to celebrate your wins?
I'm probably terrible at it. I would say like it's usually after that demo, like when you really know you've lit the client up, like you've got them to think about things, the light bulb goes off. Like that's the most exciting time, because then after that, there's like anxiety around, am I going to actually get the deal? Like you walk out kind of, I think I'm going to get this deal. I think it's mine to lose. And then there's this period of time where you're trying to get it like finally contracted. Uh-huh. And there's usually, and you can't celebrate. Like you can't celebrate until it's all done. And then by that time you're like, now I'm just exhausted.
I know that feeling.
Not good about marking the moment and like, celebrating those wins, but we should.
I would encourage you to celebrate the little wins. And, you're telling me you're not superstitious, but you're little-stitious.
I totally 100%. Like I don't assume anything until it's done.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. We got a couple of minutes here. So, really just looking ahead, in your industry, horticulture in particular, are there any interesting trends that you could share?
I mean, everyone's talking about AI, so that feels very,
Sure.
I don't know, but I'm so eager to see how that transforms things. I love that we're showing things related to AI already built into the technology stack. I'm interested to see where that goes and where that takes us and how that redefines ERP and everything else that we do. So I don't have like, certainly when I look at the horticulture and cannabis industry and the industry that we're in, that is the most interesting thing to say, where's this going to take us? Because I think it's just going to build.
Yeah, it's what we have today from an AI perspective. There's no telling where it's going to be in the next 5 years, and then 10 years, it's almost unimaginable. So unimaginable.
And how that redefines how we're all working and what we're offering. I've had people, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. I personally think that, for a long time, we've been forcing companies to go out of the box, right? Got to go out of the box, go out of the box. You got to adopt the global processes in these big systems. And, each organization has their own uniqueness. And 20 years ago, the software companies would sell to those uniqueness and they would say, hey, highly configure or customize this. And now people are saying, hey, stay out of the box as much as you can. I think one of the promises of AI and agents in particular is to really be able to personalize the digitization of these solutions in a way that makes most sense, right? for the last, several years, companies would go buy business apps from any company out there. And it's like literally buying a suit, off the rack and having it tailored to try to fit you. I think AI and agents, and again, in particular, it's going to enable people that truly have a custom suit that fits them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Melissa, look, I really appreciate you. It's obvious that you wake up every day trying to be the very best that you can be for your clients. And Velosio is incredibly blessed to have you here. You've been a wonderful partner to me, and just know I'm in your corner for everything that you do. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I feel the same.
Yeah. Thank you, Melissa.
All right. Thanks.